All right, everyone, welcome back. Now, in this section, we'll be learning about how we can add incidents, meaning how we can post a picture to the Firebase storage, as well as add the incident to the Firestore database. But before we go any further, the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that the permissions are set appropriately so we are allowed to select a picture from a photo library, and we are also allowed to take a picture using the camera. Now, these are simply some settings, some configurations that you will have to do for your iOS application as well as Android application. So let's go ahead and first do for the iOS. If you have downloaded the starter project, and you should have, then those settings are already there. But I'm just going to show it to you where they are. If you see the iOS folder over here, let's go ahead and right-click, and we will say Reveal in Finder. Let's go to inside the iOS folder, and then this is all the iOS code that we have. Now make sure that you double-click on the workspace because it has a lot of pods installed for Firestore, for Firebase Core, and for Provider and all those things. So make sure that you are using the workspace. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the workspace. And inside the runner project, let's go to runner. You will see a file called info.plist file, which is right over here. Let's go ahead and open this file. And the settings for the camera and the photo library usage are the first ones. I mean, you can add them anywhere you like, but I've added them on the top. And these are the settings that you will need. If you don't have these settings, then it's not going to work. Now, you can always go ahead and open this file if you just say open as source code, so that you can see the exact key that you need to put in. And you can see over here that the name of the key that you want to put in is called the NS camera usage description. And in the description, you will write some sort of a description. The other key is called the NS photo library usage description, and then you write some description. So this is very important, and this is only for iOS. So if we go back now, let's go ahead and right-click on it, show as the property list. So these are the two that you need to add for iOS. If you have downloaded, which you should have downloaded, the starter project, these properties are already there. So you don't have to do anything. But if you're making a new project and you want to use a camera or you want to pick a picture from a photo library, you do need these two settings for iOS. Okay, so that's for iOS. What about Android? Well, for Android, we will go to the Android folder. We will go and open up the app folder, source folder, and then the main folder until we see Android manifest.xml file. Let's go ahead and select that file. And the permission settings that we are looking for is right at the top, which is user permission or uses permission for camera as well as flashlight. On Android, these two permissions are going to allow you to pick a picture from a photo library as well as a camera. Now, one thing you will note is that on the right-hand side, I'm not using the Android emulator. You can use it if you want, but since I also want to show you that you can pick a picture from a photo library, and it is much easier for me to just drag and drop the pictures into the photos, I will be using the iPhone simulator. If you have pictures, if you have photos, you can simply go to the photos and drag and drop some photos over here. You can already see that I have added a couple of new photos. I have added a photo of this traffic signal, and I've also added a photo of this large pothole. If you're looking at and you're saying, hey, what is this yellow color that I see on the top and bottom? Don't worry about that. This is a bug in the iOS 12 simulator. It's nothing to do with what we're doing. All right. So that's it. These are the photo library and camera permissions that you need. If you don't have that, well, it's not going to work. It's going to just throw an exception. But since you are using the starter project, all of these permissions are already there. Now let's go ahead in the next lecture and talk about how we can pick a photo from a photo library and display it on the screen.